Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttrading-solutions.com on a Friday. Fed announcing that they're going to cut rates essentially. The market's kind of trying to rally. Let's get right into the charts. Again, quick reminder, I have a class coming up on Wednesday, incidentally, talking about range trading, which looking at the S&P, talk about just choppy, kind of sloppy range trading. What's really interesting is the getting into the charts. The S&P is unable at this point still to break out above this level here, 56.42, 56.65. Still, even with the so-called bullish announcement today. I think eventually, Monday usually will have these moves after the announcement, after people have a chance to digest over the weekend, whatever. I think there is a high probability we go out and make a new high in the S&P once we break above that. But it's really interesting that we have been unable to break through that. Similarly, the NASDAQ has been out underperforming and still very interesting. Can't even get above or can't even get up to the yesterday's high, which is really interesting. This could be a slight negative, by the way, if the mega caps can't get going. We've got NVIDIA reporting earnings next week, so that maybe if they blow it out, they could get the NASDAQ going. Russell was a standout. Dow also just trying to break out. Russell was the standout here. Maybe lower rates or the presumption that the lower rates are going to help these small caps. Looks like we got back up to maybe 24K, 2400 on the Russell, and then we also have the Bitcoin finally catching a bid. Maybe this is poised to go out. If the S&P makes a new high, I think Bitcoin's going to follow. VIX still holding barely above 15. Maybe they, again, a new high probably takes the VIX back below 15. We haven't been able to break really hard below 15, so going to be interesting next week. Again, with NVIDIA and core PCE on Friday. Rates not really moving, still holding, so there's not much to talk about there. The dollar is the one that basically had the biggest impact, making another new low, headed towards the daily demand down here at let's call it 100. This also sets up for some shorts possibly coming up here in the euro, in and some of these in the yen and some of these other currencies as the dollar. If the dollar, just going through some of these currencies, the Aussie, been talking about the Australian dollar. Looks like that's also headed to some levels as well. And then the metals not really doing a ton here. So it's, I guess to sum it up, oil, by the way, also was a notable today, edging higher, getting into some supply here at 76. And then oil nat gas just kind of dead, hovering at the $2 mark. So nothing new there with nat gas. But yeah, overall, just to sum it up, obviously a bullish response from the Fed telegraphing that they're going to rate. Now the question becomes are they going to do a quarter or a half? How many cuts are they going to do? And again, largely been priced into the markets. And so I think perhaps that is already done. Now we have to go back to earnings and the economy and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're kind of settling in right at this level, still holding. That's going to be the key. If we can break out, I think we make a new high, and then that'll actually set up for a peak for another big top. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now, where the S&P goes and makes a new high, and then we collapse out of there going into September, the elections and all that. So I think that's the setup that I'm looking at today. But who knows? We'll see. We can't even, we got to get through this first. If we can't break through that, then I think we fall right back down again. So, okay. All right. So give me a thumbs up, put some commentary in there. And again, I have a class coming up on Wednesday, which, may be apropos because, maybe the S&P goes into a little bit of a range here. We have these ranges that sit here for a couple of weeks and then break out. So range trading is also a viable type of situation. And so, I'll put some rules out and so forth. So subscribe to the, newsletter. I'll be talking about that this weekend and also, the class coming up on Wednesday. Okay. Have a great weekend and I'll see you on Tuesday. We'll see what Monday brings. Take care.